Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 34. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Zariah and Troy. So, Zariah is skinning and grinning this morning. So, obviously, the D measured up. And she's like, it's not small. And I was so overjoyed. You know, all of my fears went away. Girl, that should be your least concern. Okay, you got some bigger fears to face. So she's saying to him that he kept going to the edge of the bed all night, but he was kind of explaining to her it's because he's been sleeping in a twin size bed for 4 years. So he's used to being in like little confined spaces. So after they get through with the pillow talk, they get up, they get dressed. And so she's like, yeah, so I just want to tell you, don't get mad. Your mom wants to see you. So she's coming to Syracuse and I want you to pick her up. Girl, not you done blindsided him. She wants them to mend their relationship. Talking about if you don't have a good relationship with your mom, then you can't have a good relationship with me. So he's upset because she took it upon herself. But side note, Zariah, what is this big Etsy store necklace you got on? Y'all know those specialty stores on Etsy that be making that personalized jewelry? She got this big ugly chain on that says Miss Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. Girl, goodbye. Girl, goodbye. Ooh, Zariah knows she can be tacky, don't she? Moving forward. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So anyway, she was saying that she was feeling bad because there was nobody from his side at the release and she had to bring her mom and her dad and her brother. And he was like, look, when I was 3 years old, my mom dropped me off at her friend's house and she never came back. Ma'am, you made it seem like he's tripping and just beefing with his mom all one-sided. She abandoned him. Do you know how that changes the chemistry in your brain? Do you understand how that probably changed the trajectory of his life? He literally just touched grass and you won't even let him enjoy it before hitting him with something heavy. They need therapy, not a visit. Girl, I don't think that was her place to do that. I really don't. She always overtakes things. Girl, you need to relax. Calm down. So then she says, yeah, and also she gonna be staying with us. He was like, okay, I draw the line at that. I'll go pick her up. I'll visit, but I do not want her in the same house. It's a no. I agree with him. That's team too much. The same way you picked me up and dropped me off when I was 3 is the same way I would visit with you and drop you off at that hotel at your big grown age. Moving forward. She treating him like her child. She dressing him up, bathing him, setting up play dates with his mama. Girl, fall back. Shonta and False, formerly known as True. So she's still mad about him that, you know, he's not acting like she wants him to act. He is sitting here eating his faux for foes in her face. And she's just upset. No, but seriously, she's mad that he's ruining the day and doesn't want to do what's right. He feels like she's taking the parole thing too seriously. Not the parole thing. Sir, it's actually something to take serious. So she got back in the car because, you know, she had stepped out. And he said, what were you out there doing? She said, I took my ring off and because I'm dealing with an idiot. Both of y'all need to phone a friend for some help. Y'all need a lifeline. Both of y'all. Because neither one of you are making wise decisions. He's playing with parole and you done emptied your bank account for his assortment of hats, hoodies, and bandanas. Both of y'all need some help. Not just him, both of y'all. So they get back to the house, right? He trying to be playful. Of course, Shonta just laying there like a bump on a log. So she's like, you need some work. You need to work on your communication because you are the problem. He said, okay, what I need to work on? She literally just said, you need to work on your communicate. Baby. Baby, the lights are on, but nobody's home. Ooh, child. She said, you need to work on listening and you don't like to compromise. Shonta, it ain't all him, girl. And y'all know how I feel about False. But I just got to call a spade a spade. I hate to say it, but girl, you never look up from that phone. And maybe your phone is your security blanket. Because sometimes people are nervous in certain situations that make them anxious. So maybe she looks down at her phone for a bit of security. Now, she probably is used to being and doing her and being by herself. And now it's a habit. So when he got out, she hasn't changed the habit. It takes 2 weeks to break a habit. Also, you know full well that this man was not ready for all this seriousness. Okay, girl, look at how he's dressed. Can you really take him serious? Girl, goodbye. So he said, look, I listen, but I just got a lot going on in my mind. She said, okay, so what you talking about? He said, basically, he just out here with nothing. He can't even do nothing. He can't even drive. He doesn't even have an ID. Sir, you made those choices. These are the consequences. My question is, who thought y'all getting engaged was a good idea? That's what I want to know, because that person needs to come to the front. I don't know if it's you or if it's her. I don't know who it is, but we need some answers. So she said, well, that shouldn't stop you from caring about me. She said, I don't feel like you even listen to me. So how could you possibly care about me? And girl, he don't. He hit her with a, nah, you good. We good. Girl, he is just wasting time until he can move around. Please do not take anything that he says seriously. Once this man gets on his feet and he get that idea and he gets behind the wheel of that car, baby, he is going to be gone. You're going to be looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight. He going to be on the I-10 biting. Moving forward. So she asked if he wants to stay engaged. Ma'am, didn't you take the ring off? The ring didn't mean a thing. Shout out to Kim Zosiak. Kim and Troy. So Troy and Kim go to eat after she picked him up. Troy drops some tea. Okay, now this was the real tea. That while she over there accusing everybody else of being a cheater, she's a cheater too. So she gonna try to clean it up in the confessional, talking about it was really like me revenge cheating, but then I ended up getting pregnant by my ex-husband, so we ended up getting married. Girl, are you sure that baby is not Joey's? Because it was a little overlapsation. Y'all were overlapping. So, I mean, he might really be the daddy. Girl, what are you talking about? Joey said that her ex was trying to get her back, sending her messages. So it has to be him that sent that message to him while he was in prison, pretending to be Ashley. He's like, yeah, he better move on because Kim is my girl. Okay, well, I'm happy you and Kim Possible are happy. But at the same damn time, you need to get a DNA test for that oldest son. And she ain't fooling me. So they eat. They get back to their log cabin. She's nervous about the sex of it all because it's been, since 2018. She keeps talking about this mom bod. Baby, Joey has a dad bod and we don't even know if he's a dad. You're going to be fine. Put both of the bodies together and y'all are okay. Okay, it's got to be fine. Kim done went in there and slipped on a little lingerie. I said, girl, not the lingerie, child. And did you or him even bathe? Child, I'm grossed out. Bianca and Daniel. Now, who are y'all? Okay. We got enough couples. Who are they? When I saw Bianca and Daniel, I said, where's Hope and Hey Arthur? I'm not used to know Bianca and Daniel, but here they are, child. So let's just get into it. So she's with Daniel, who's been in prison for 4.5 years. They've been together for 8 months. Now, Bianca does not seem like the sharpest tool in the shed. She just does not. She's only 23 years old. Girl, why are you getting wrapped up like this at 23? She's like, he's my dream man. And of course, y'all know he proposed because that's what they like to do. She's moving from Florida to Arizona to be with him after his release because he cannot leave the state for at least 3 months. Now, in 8 months, she spent $8,000. So her friend is there helping her pack, and she's kind of trying to talk some sense into her because she thinks that she's being delusional. Girl, of course she's delusional. That's a prerequisite to be on the show. If you don't check the delusional box, baby, they don't move forward and move you to the next round, honey. You just go by the wayside. Now, she has this scar on her neck. And so she tells this story about how one of her friends drove drunk and they drove into a cement medium at the airport. They got into an accident. She broke her neck. She couldn't speak. Now, she wants to go back to where it all happened. Why? I'm not sure. This seemed like a production thing because for me, if something traumatic happens to me, I avoid that place in that area at all costs. So I don't know why she's going back over there. Now, she said that she went to the prisoner website because she was dealing with that at the time to find someone who was in there because of a DUI because maybe it could help her. I'm not understanding. Now, I'm glad she survived. I'm glad she's here to tell the story. But what does you finding someone who also has a DUI help you with? Because that would infuriate me. So you're irresponsible as well. Okay, the person who almost took my life is just like you. So why would I want to deal with you? Anyway, she said she got a lot of money from the accident. Nobody knows how much but Daniel. Baby, he is about to drain you dry. And then you're going to be on the first thing smoking back down to Florida. Zariah and Troy. So Zariah tells us that she doesn't get any help from her son's father, but Troy stepped up. Now, when they walked through the door, the little boy seemed so excited to see Troy, but I didn't like all that hanging all over. I'm like, all right, back up a little bit. I would have told my son, don't be hanging all over that man. That's a strange man. Like, I'm sorry. I just didn't like it. But, Zariah, she's a special character. This is what Troy says. Troy explains that there was no name on the birth certificate, right? So Zariah sent him the paperwork and added his name. And so now he's his daddy. And I'm like, does it work like that? Don't you need the real father to terminate his parental rights? Because if that's the case, anybody can just add any old name. So Zariah takes him in the other room, Troy that is, and she got a gift for her son, but she let Troy pretend like he got the gift. I'm a little conflicted with this whole situation with the son. The son's so happy, and it's too much going on. She pulls her sister in the kitchen. She's trying to fill her in on the sexuals. She's like, it was like 3 hours. That must be the magic number, because False and Shonta was rolling around for 3 hours as well. Sister, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this, but it's time for you to move, baby. They a family. A ready-made family, just add water. Baby, she ain't finna go get the mother-in-law. Like, I don't know how many more people can fit in this house. The house seems one by one, and it's cramped even looking at it on the screen. And I was sitting here thinking, girl, all that money that you were spending on Troy, you should have been spending to get your son a bigger bed, because I seen that little bitty toddler bed. And you also should have been expanding your home. So they're about to go get his mom, or he's about to go get his mom. And he's telling us that he resents her and he's not ready to deal with that. And I feel like Zariah should have had a conversation with him first so that he could have made the decision as to whether or not he wanted to do that so soon. Girl, you're a little bit controlling. Moving forward. Letitia and Keith. So Keith's aunt is there to take the kids to school. She's still talking about this immediate release. If I hear immediate release one more damn time. Letitia is telling his aunt that Keith's public defender withdrew from his case. So then she was like, yeah, but the paralegal filed a motion. Paralegal? Girl, paralegals do not file motions. I feel so bad for her oldest daughter and that leave out. Girl, I don't know if you're putting too much wax or whatever it is on the top part. Pull it back into a ponytail if you cannot get those flyaways under control. It's just a mess. So after they leave to go to school, she calls to check on Keith's immediate release. So the lady who answered, she asked her, do you have an attorney? So she starts telling the lady they were working with this man named Ben, and they even paid him. So the lady is assuming Ben is an attorney. And as she was talking, she gets in the confessional and says Ben is a paralegal and they paid him $1,000 to get Keith out early. Letitia, please don't piss me off. A paralegal? Girl, you need an attorney. Where y'all getting from? Craigslist? He can't file no motions. That man probably floating on the beach with that money. This got to be a Tyler Perry production because this is giving a fool. I'm just waiting for Madea to jump out. Oh, child, this is crazy. So the lady on the phone is steady trying to tell Letitia, girl, I don't know what to tell you. You need to speak to an attorney. Right here, the paperwork that I'm looking at, it says NA, and there is no information that he's getting released before his original date. Now, as she was telling Letitia this, I was thinking, oh, okay. So maybe that's why we got a new couple. Y'all belong on Love during lockup because he ain't getting out. Kim and Joey. So after their unbathed sex, they're waking up happy as a lamb. Just happy and funky. They both were like, yeah, it was just so great. Yeah, you've been locked up. Of course it's going to be great. Now, he said they didn't use protection because he never does. Kim, now, girl, I don't know if you that hard up for a man, but baby, you need to use your brain. This man could give you anything. He fresh out. I'm talking about fresh out. They were walking into the restaurant. He said he was still wearing his prison drawers. You have 2 kids to live for. Why would you let... Girl, you and that other lady, I cannot think of her name at the moment. She on the same season, baby. Y'all talking about some raw sex. That is disgusting. Okay? It don't make no damn sense. Moving forward. So they're on the way home, but they're going to buy the boys a gift with her money. Okay? So he gonna say, well, kids are like dogs. Just play with them and give them toys and they should be okay. Then he's like, I'm just kidding. No, ma'am. He thinks your kids are puppies. Okay? So you might want to watch him. And Joey has dark hair and your oldest son has dark hair as well. Girl, you better get a DNA test. But anywho, Kim was like, well, I'm okay with being his sugar mama for now. Girl, you said you make $15 an hour. Pretty soon y'all gonna have to borrow sugar from the damn neighbor. You don't need to be giving him no money and don't let him use your card. Girl, please. The fact that these toys in this store are $70 and you sent this man in the store with your card unsupervised. There was $70 helmets in there, $75 dinosaurs. When he got to the counter, the woman said it was over $300. Now, I know for a fact that it was a Walmart on the way. Every small town has a Walmart, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Baby, those yellow tag clearance stickers had your name on it. Girl, don't let that man go into no specialized toy store. That is crazy. They got them same dang on toys on L11 in the Walmart. So she's asking him how much he spent when he got back in the car. He starts laughing, talking about like $360. It had to be done. That's no biggie. Sir, you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And where's that daddy's dirt bike? And don't think I forgot, because I'm going to ask you each and every review. I'm going to ask. And the way that I would have busted a U-turn and took all those toys back, sir, do not overextend yourself at my expense. Don't do that. Moving forward. Bianca and Daniel. So she's with her best friend and they're going to a dog park. Daniel calls and she's like, where you been? Girl, he been in jail. Why didn't you call me? He was like, well, I was in class. So she's fussing because he didn't answer. After she went to the airport, she was in her feelings. She needed someone to talk to and he was not there. So then her friend, he grabs the phone and he's like, are you going to be good to Bianca? He's like, I'm going to treat her like a princess. First of all, stop asking these people questions like this. They're trained to lie. He's not going to tell you, I'm going to dog her out and steal all her money and tie her up. And he's not going to tell you that. So anywho, he said that he was going to treat her like a princess. And then he said, you're going to the halfway house, right? And he's like, no. So the friend was telling him, you have to go or you're going back to prison. Baby, this man ready to break the rules yet again. It's giving ridiculousness. We can move on from them because these two are kind of boring. Moving forward. Shonta and False, formerly known as True. So he breaks it to her that he just wants to date. Now, he wanted to say friends, but then he said, we could just go with the flow. She was like, stop saying go with the flow. What you mean? Like, she's trying to gain some clarity, right? So when he said we can just date, she said, okay, so exclusively or just dating? Shonta, first of all, sit up, okay? How you gonna have a serious conversation laying on your back? You need to sit up and talk like an adult. Also, the only reason that he's saying dating is because you footing the bill for that Wendy's that he keep eating. You need to tell him that it's over. Don't wait for him to tell you. Girl, how embarrassing can it be? So he tells her, men be talking a good game when they're in prison, but then they leave you as soon as they get on the outside. And I don't want to be like that. That's not me. But, my mind isn't clear enough right now to just be dating and stuff. So she just sitting there looking. So then he tells her, I love you, but I'm just not focused on being with no other female right now. Okay, cool. So then he kind of felt sorry for her, and I could tell. So he was like, no, we together, though. We together. We together. Now he's trying to spare her feelings, po thing. But it would be better to just rip the Band-Aid off, okay? He says he still wants to parole with her. Of course you do. You put her address down, so you got to play the game until you figure something out. You should have just went to your mama's house like you first were going to do. And then it would be easy for the two of you to be apart. So he's asking her how she feels. She's like, I'm cool. Shonta, open your mouth like you do in those confessionals. Talk to him. He said outside he called off the engagement so they can go with the flow. And they could have worked on things had she visited him. But now it's awkward them being there together. Now, I do kind of agree with them actually visiting with each other, because if the visits were 4 hours, she would be able to see that, False is not the man for her. So then he tells her, I'm not using you, right? She was like, yeah. False. Just like the name I gave you. That's a full-on lie. Shonta know what's up. She's in denial. So then he's outside in the confessional. He's giving this PSA for all the females that talk to men in prison. Sir, no thank you on the advice. Okay? No thank you. Moving forward. So then she tells us her feelings are hurt because she invested 3 years. She's like, I feel like I wasted my life. I feel like I wasted my time. We've been together 3 years. Ma'am, you have not been in a relationship for 3 years. You have been sending him pictures and writing him for 3 years. You should have kept living. And why didn't you express all of this to him? And y'all sleeping in separate rooms already? Oh, hell no. Girl, just cut your losses so they can cut these cameras and they can get up out your face and you can get back on your phone. Now, I feel bad to see you cry. I really do. But the two of you are just not compatible. He irritates you to no end. Your money is funny. He acts strange. The way he dressed is giving whatever. You got that sweater on. It's too much. It's just too much. Shonta, girl, you know this man is not the one. He got you sleeping in your sweater. Child, this is a fool. Kim and Joey. So she's nervous about her kids meeting Joey, and they finally make it to the house, but the kids aren't there. They show up, and them kids didn't even recognize him. They were just happy to see their mama. They don't know who this man is. Now, his mom was happy to see him, and she said that this is the best Christmas gift that she could have ever gotten. So she ends up leaving so that the family can spend some time together. Child, they busted out the matching family children's place pajamas. I said, oh, it's a Christmas miracle. Oh, child, I must be stopped. Letitia and Keith. They cannot give her any information over this phone. Besides, he is not getting out of there. She keeps telling the lady, contact your attorney, ma'am. Letitia, what don't you get? She has nothing to give you. She said, now I'm just getting nervous about Ben. Girl, Ben probably been a scam artist, okay? He gonna be locked up next. Zariah and Troy. So he's on the way to get his mom. He's hoping that they can talk about the past traumas and do better because she does not act like she's his mom. And he looks just like that lady. Just like her. When he saw his mom, you could tell that he reverted back to being a kid. So they embraced. She cried a little bit. She definitely cannot deny that man because he looks just like her. So he's asking her why she never visited him, and she was saying that it was because of alcohol. He told her that he wants them to be a family because life is too short. Now, she agreed with that, but he wanted to know how was she going to get along with Zariah. She said, I don't really know. I mean, I guess we can just take it a step at a time. Baby, this is going to be a disaster. Shonta and False, formerly known as True. So it's the next morning. He's asking how she slept, and she was like, I mean, it was a rough night. I really couldn't sleep very well. He's sitting there all dressed up with a particular place to go. He told her that he still wants to go back home with her. She's like, why you want to go back with me? Because he put you down on paper. And if he don't go back with you and they find out that he's still there, he's going to go to jail. But he gonna say that because we got a bond. Sure you do, False. He said they really do need to just get to know each other and take things slow. Now, he ain't wrong. He is not wrong. They really do need to get to know each other because texting somebody and actually being in their space is totally different. And if y'all are arguing after 2 days, then you definitely need to get to know each other. So he's on his way to go to the gym with his sister. Shonta is thinking he's about to go see a woman and is. She don't trust that sister, baby. I wouldn't trust that sister either. Okay. I know I wouldn't because she tried to tell you that you were not his typical type. So now she's about to take him to his typical type. She called her friend and she was like, yeah, come to the gym, girl. Meet up with us. I'm going to the gym with False. Girl, you knew full well what you were doing when you called that woman, got off the phone talking about, yeah, that's my workout partner. She be working out with me. You called that woman on purpose. Y'all don't need no whole crew to work out in that one room gym. They walked in that gym. I said, what in the back of somebody's house is going on here? And you talking about, she be working out with me. Y'all ain't been to that gym. Probably ain't never gone to that gym. You brought that lady there just for False. And that was the end of the episode. Child, y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. This season is bringing it. Love During Lockup is coming back in October. I'm not sure if I will review that because I'm only interested in Teenie and Rob. And child, it looked like Teenie trying to fight Rob mama. I said, baby, now they getting physical. So if I do a review, it's only going to be on Teenie and Rob, honey. The rest of them kind of bore me a little bit. Y'all comment down below. Let me know exactly what you think. Comment, and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.